Hello. I haven't been to the studio for a while because I've been feeling very unmotivated to make tutorials, to make videos, and to announce that I just released a song. Because I can't help but just think, why make music when the world is falling apart? It feels a little bit insensitive almost. However, I was going through some of my old journals because I didn't really feel inspired to write. I found this entry in a journal from 2020. Thank you, past Amy. And it really, really inspired me. I think it's a really beautiful entry. Yeah, I was onto something. I was really onto something. Now I can't find it. Here it is. And I wanted to share this with you because I think that, because I was thinking earlier about how part of my ikigai, my purpose, my why, is learning and growing. Then the thought occurred to me, what am I learning and growing for? Why am I doing it? What's the goal? This thought frustrated me as it always does when it arises, because it brings with it a level of pressure, and I never have an answer. My go-to response is, maybe there isn't a goal or a purpose, maybe it's just society that tells me that there should be. But today I decided to think on it some more. I looked to other beings for inspiration. I thought about how a tree reaches for light and spreads its canopy wide in order to photosynthesize so as to grow rich fruit and seed, to widen the chances for another tree surviving and thriving. The tree's purpose is to survive and thrive for the benefit of the next generation. But in doing so, it also provides food and shelter for millions of other beings and provides the very air that we breathe. In working hard to be a good ancestor for its own kind, it benefits the lives of every other being on the planet. I think that every being shares the same purpose, to take care of ourselves so that everything that we are connected to can thrive also. We are, after all, part of the same whole, organisms on a living, breathing planet. So when I say that my ikigai is to learn and grow, and am posed with the question of why, I think the answer is very simple: to thrive so that others may too. That really gave me a little bit of motivation to come to the studio today and make this video. The song that I'm releasing is about that as well, actually. It's a live take from a show that I did at a women's Hampan retreat. It was a beautiful moment. And the song is about allowing yourself to be held by others and by all that is around you so that you can serve, so that you can also hold others. Those are the lyrics. I am held by all around me so I can serve. And today of all days, I lost sight of that, and I'm writing about it, you know? And I wrote that in response to these spaces, these retreats and spaces and songs when we go to heal and we go to receive and we feel all of the good in the world, but then it kind of stops there a lot of the time. We're like, yeah, the world's great. But actually when we go beyond that, there's a lot of people suffering. And we don't, you know, we're filling our cups, which is a good and necessary thing, and we need those spaces. But where do we take that? Where do we go from there? How are we serving our communities? How are we sharing our love with the people that we love and beyond, you know? And that's what that song was. It was about remembering to also be active. And I think when I remember that, it feels like a lot of pressure. But also I can just be growing and learning and thriving, and that also has an impact. Because if I don't do that, then I'm not creating space for other people to do that either. So yeah. So if you want to listen to the song, cool. If you are here because you watch my tutorials and you've never played in front of anybody else before, I don't know, maybe this is an invitation for you to do that, to share the music with other people, because that's why we do it. It's because people love it, people need it, people will receive it, and people will totally give so much back to you in return, and you will feel that, and it feels amazing. And that's exactly the feeling that I was having in that moment with that song. And I'm thinking about releasing the rest of the concert. I don't know yet. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, being in community and sharing the music with others is such an incredible feeling, and we need it. We need to boost ourselves and other people, and inspire other people. And it doesn't have to be through protest music, and it doesn't have to be through, climate justice songs and save the world songs like all my songs used to be when I was a teenager. It's okay that I don't sing like that anymore all of the time. I do sometimes, because it's all healing and it's all helping, and as long as there is that intention. So my invitation for you is to just share some music regardless of whether you think you're good enough, and just have that intention. Whatever your intention is, just be really pure with it and let yourself be nourished by it, and also serve others through it. Yeah. And sometimes you're serving others intentionally, and sometimes it's just happening just because you're trying to grow and photosynthesize. Yeah, that's why we should keep making music when the world is falling apart. In fact, we need it more. Music is at the moment, it feels like a privilege, and it is a privilege. It's a huge privilege, but it shouldn't be. It should be a necessity. It is a necessity, and it should be everywhere. Everybody should have access to it. That's why I make free stuff. And yeah, because it does change the world. It genuinely it shifts culture, it shifts mindset. We've seen it happen. It's always happening. It's such a big part of everything. So yeah, keep spreading that, please. And I will see you in another video somewhere, I guess. Big love.